Hello, how are you? How are you doing? Good? Good, great. At Indonesia, usually we always have this kind style, yeah. How are you doing? And then they will answer with the dahsyat, luar biasa, and yes, three times. And anyway, all right. Let's discuss our topic for today's session. Let me try my slides here. Okay. For those of all of you here who don't know me yet, my name is Oki Barus. I am from Medan. How many of you been from Medan? No one? Only one person? Minority, yeah? All right then. Okay, just in case you come to Medan, usually they say that the food in Medan is not good, but it's really good. So just make sure you can come to Medan, and then maybe you will have two friends here, me and the other students, yeah? So we can share to you the hidden gem and another gem, right? So, today I'm gonna discuss this topic regarding with the bridging education and technology, preparing future-ready graduates. Right? The first thing, disclaimer first. This topic is come from the committee. Yeah. So the first thing that I do when I receive this topic is I start to do using my Gemini, and then I ask the Gemini, because Gemini, why must education and technology be bridged? And the answer is, just like you already know, is nowadays we are dealing with these things, automation and also artificial intelligence. Because it also produces new jobs, and also it requires new skills nowadays. And also some of my friends, they start anxiety. They start worrying, is that the things that I learned today is still relevant for the next years? And also, I think same things with you. Is still the things that I learned in this university, is it still relevant for the next years? And let me give you a context first. I've been joined to UPH since 2015. So this 2025, it's been my 10 years as becoming as an educator. So when I prepare material, because I'm a lecturer by the way, because when I prepare material, same like today, I always thinking about, is that the material that I prepare to deliver to you, is that enough to equip you to dealing with the situation that you are must dealing with, right? So that's my concern. Because of what? Because I have a data here, and I think you already know about this data. This data is based on BPS, by the way, Badan Pusat Statistik. It shows that trend of open unemployment rates for university graduates in Indonesia from 2014 until 2024 becoming increasing, going up year by year. Maybe some of you will start thinking about, oh, maybe this is only problem in Indonesia, right? Oh, maybe this is the right time to kabur aja dulu maybe. Is it the right time to bail? Unfortunately, these are global challenges. This isn't isolated. It is universal tremor. You can Googling after this and you will find this problem. So this is not only in Indonesia, right? So one thing that make me more worry about this situation is this data. PISA number in Indonesia. In PISA 2022, Indonesia was placed 69th out of 80 countries. Maybe some of you don't know what does it mean to me. PISA, primarily, they are measure the proficiency 15 years old students in mathematics, reading, and also science. They also measure our ability to problem solving, critical thinking, and creativity. Just imagine, nowadays we are dealing with this terminology, Indonesia Emas 2045. All right? Because at 2045, we are dealing with the demographic bonus. Our young generation is so many, right? And you can Googling after this session, you can see so many countries can amplify this bonus. You name it, South Korea, Japan, they're able to amplify this opportunity. But there are also several countries cannot amplify this opportunity. And that demographic bonus becoming demographic burden. That's the reality that we are facing now. And since we also discuss about this topic, because at 2022, the artificial intelligence become accessible to everyone. Start from the ChatGPT, and maybe I will start to thinking from this question: which is more powerful, humans or machine? Maybe some of you will argue that human is more powerful than machine. And some of you, maybe you have another opinion, machine is more powerful. But let me check this example. This is calculator, right? Why human making calculator? Because human know they have limitation. That's why they made a calculator at that time. But the second question I think is really important is, after technology emerged, have humans become lazier or more productive? I think it is valid for any kind of technology will be coming after this. And during my experience, 10 years as educator, as lecturer, I meet with two types of students. The first one, the students who come to me, they submit their assignment. They before 2022, usually they submit from the Google. They don't know what's the content, and they submit to the lecturer. And I'm not really happy with dealing with this kind of students. But I also dealing with the second types of students. 2020, this is turning point for my study program, because at that time I am the department chair for information system study program at Medan. And at 2020, we are stuck. We cannot meet each other like this. And then suddenly we must shifting from offline session to online session. Everything we do it in online session. And I meet with this second type of students. They don't know what to do, and they adapt to the technology, because at that time, I agree with what Jason said, that at that time we can learn so many things. They are in the internet, everything, right? And then from 2020 until 2022, from our study program, we can achieve at least 20 national achievement at that time. So there are two types of students. From this case, I make a formula here, right? Human X, that X, plus technology, humans whose X factor becomes even greater. So human with X characteristic plus technology, you name it, what is the technology, it becoming human whose X factor becomes even greater. So those who strive for grow with technology, they can grow even more. But the lazy ones become laziest. So I think that's the formula, simple formula. I don't know what kind of technology will show after this, but I think this formula is valid for any kind of technology that you are dealing with, right? But I also agree, almost always, people who are unhappy with their studies or their jobs will perform poorly in those studies or job as well. Nowadays, we are dealing with this topic, because we are surrounded by so many information that makes us agree that I think I cannot do this, I think I cannot do that. But the first thing that I can share to you is discipline will need your consistency, and I think it will give you to uncomfortable place, right? So hopefully after this session you can take home this keyword, discipline. So the solution, the conclusion. How to build the bridge between education and technology? The answer is we need a better you. Because technology as a co-pilot, not a replacement. And then you can develop essential skills. Just in case you start to agree with this topic, maybe you ask me about what kind of skill that I can develop after this session. I'm glad you asked. At least there are 5 areas that you can develop. You can take picture. After this session, you will try your best discipline, and make your best in it. The first one is cognitive, of course. Even there are so many technology will coming after this. Generative AI, agentic AI after this. You will hear about that. The thing that you must do is, you can develop your cognitive skills. You can taking online classes. You can watching educative videos, and also you can start reading books, right? And then another things you should develop is your social skills. You guys already know about your network is your net worth nowadays, right? And also you can develop your communication skills. You can learn a new foreign language after this session. The third things that you can develop after this session is your spiritual. Back again. In the end of the day, we must back to give to our society. We are not living only for us. We are living for everyone in here. We must back to again, we can practicing a religion, give back to society, and self-care, right? The four things that you can develop after this session is emotional. I know for sure, nowadays we are surrounded by the information that make us need to protect our emotional mindset. So maybe we can find a way to dealing with that. We can do journaling, we can talking to a friend, we can tracking mood. And the last thing, and I think it's really important, the thing that you must develop after this session is your physical. Do some kind of exercise. Eat healthy food, right? So that's the thing, back again to the basic. It will make you better you. So I will close this session with this quote from Alvin Toffler, right? The illiterate of the 21st century will not be those who cannot read and write, but those who cannot learn, unlearn, and relearn. And how to become future-ready graduate. The first thing that you must do, becoming more agile and adaptive to any kind of situation. Critical and creative thinkers. And then ethical and responsible. If you use the technology, just make sure you know about what you use and you know the risk when you are using it. And the last thing is lifelong learner. Embrace lifelong learner because study is not finished until you graduate from the university. And I think this is, I always share it to my students, and I want to share it to you. Quote from Mark Twain, 20 years from now, you will be more disappointed by the things you didn't do than by the ones you did. So throw off the bowlines, sail away from the safe harbor, catch the trade winds in your sails, explore, dream, and discover. And I will close this with the old hymn, may the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us to find courage to make our lives a blessing. Hopefully you learned something from this session, and I'm Oki Barus. Thank you so much.